Is the video going already?
Yeah, video's been going for a little while, but I think I'm probably just gonna start it when these start, because hopefully I need to stop messing with the mics, because whenever I mess with the mics, this thing gets messed up and we have to restart it. Mm. How's the? Did you tell me everything about the Disneyland updates?
Oh, that they're like, oh, we're doing this kind of stuff. Okay.
We knew whatever we want. It's literally just whatever.
Us talking.
Just
okay.
talking.
The Disneyland updates that they're putting in. Not very many people know about this, but I've done some research, meaning I've watched people's videos.
That's what I did. Whenever I say, "Oh, I've done research on this topic," it's just I've watched a few YouTube videos on it. This is the extent of my research, and every once in a while, I'll look at an article and read through an article. But like 99% of the time, it's watch YouTube videos, maybe watch an article, and maybe look at the source material myself. Like if I'm doing research into the Bible, it's just like. I'll look at some specific Bible verses, but yeah, most of the time it's just watching videos.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna move this really quick.
Yeah, you can move.
I hope it doesn't mess this up because
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be looking.
We should be fine as long as we don't mess up these things
that's
right there.
directly under me now, so we're good.
Yeah.
What's interesting is I'm always thinking about like, ooh, I could make a great like TikTok or YouTube video about this topic, like Disney related thing, because I have more insight than a lot of the Disney YouTube channels, in my opinion.
Really?
Not
it's a very
to
bold
brag.
thing to say.
Well, I know it's going on the internet, so because I always am like tempted to do things, and I'm like, no, I gotta stay focused on music or whatever I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I totally. There's so many times where I feel like I feel like I'm talking too loud. I feel like I see like a Marvel or Star Wars or Bible or something, and I'm like, I want to make a YouTube video about that. But I'm like, I already have so many videos I want to make right now. So I just...
It just seeds in your brain for
so
ever.
annoying. Yeah.
Ever. Yeah, that's why I'm happy we're doing this, because it's going to go out into the world somehow.
Yeah.
For everyone's information, I'm like 99% sure that the second ride that they're building, everyone in the Disney community is convinced it's going to be a little spinner ride that's kind of like, I don't know, a jetpack that's being thrown around on a crane in circles with some audio of Marvel characters talking to you is not what's going to be the case. You're going to start out on the ground, and they're going to supposedly be testing Stark's flight equipment, and you're going to be in a vehicle on the ground, and this crane is going to lift you up, and the crane is going to be on a track. Somehow your vehicle is going to attach to the crane, and then the crane is going to be on a track, kind of like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take you into some sort of launch sequence scene that places you in front of a screen. They're going to find some sort of themed way to get you in front of a screen. Mm-hmm. And that screen will become the open air, and that will be the entire ride. We'll be in front of...
Just a single screen?
One screen, in my opinion, is what I think it's going to be. I've seen patents, but it's actually going to... involve drops as well. The technology patents I've seen has been like the Rise of the Resistance.
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be
cool.
when
you're on your way back down from the Star Destroyer.
Spoilers.
It's gonna be like that. But it's gonna have more than one Marvel mission apparently. Now they said that about Millennium Falcon. We're getting our second mission like 5 years after it opens. But they said it'll have multiple missions with Millennium Falcon, and they're saying that with this one, so expect like one mission every 5 years or something, like whatever we're getting now. So,
but I think the drop would make sense, especially if you're doing like a Stark flight tech kind of thing,
right?
You're supposed to be like up in the air, and
you're
then
in the air, you're on a jetpack.
So I mean, maybe like the tech fails or something like that, then you fall, or you're diving down somewhere.
And then the way that the flying is going to work is it's going to emulate certain Marvel characters as you're in flight, I believe. So it's going to emulate the way that they fly, because it's got an extreme range of motion, like the way that Iron Man. Like I don't know if there's that much variation, but
I mean, if they have Falcon flies differently,
right? They have certain characters that I believe it would be a different type of flight, and then the screen is going to be kind of like Harry Potter, but also kind of like Soarin', in my opinion.
You know, it'd be kind of sick though.
What?
is if they put the Falcon wings out behind, like,
Behind?
like some of them they have like Tony Stark like repulsor tech, and then some of them they have like you see like expanded like Falcon wings come out.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
But I believe they're gonna do that with they're gonna have audio that emulates that, and then they're also gonna have on the screen it's gonna be visuals of going different places with whatever Marvel character you're supposed to be flying with, and like is going to be walking you through this flight test. Now, I'm also believing, Disney's really good. One thing that they've never kind of not done is they always have the actors in the rides, the actual people from the movies, instead of like sort of whatever walk around it. They really get the actors to do it. Now they're filming the next 2 Avengers movies in the next 2 years. So I would either during the filming of the first or the second movie is when they're going to film all this footage for the ride.
Yeah.
And they're also going to have to film footage because I believe the other Avengers ride is going to be involving screens as well. Not as heavily, but it'll be like a more screen-based Rise of the Resistance. The other one.
Yeah.
If you want to reference the Tokyo Disneyland Peter Pan ride, that'll be the vehicle and the ride system for that. So, those are both. That's the 2 rides for Avengers. But I think there's a lot of confusion that it's going to be like the rockets over at, or the jetpack kind of ride that they have at Shanghai Disneyland and their Tomorrowland. It's not going to be like that.
What's that one like?
I think it is. It's the name is close to jetpacks, and you are strapped in like a jetpack instead of the rockets at Disneyland where you're in a little rocket. But it's just a spinner, and it's kind of like a crane thing, and. But it's like a stationary ride outdoors, just like the rockets.
Yeah.
And this new Avengers ride is indoors, but it's got the concept art is only the loading area. From what I've seen patent-wise, it's going to take you to a simulator, and it's going to be a really high-capacity, constantly moving ride that will add a bunch of capacity to California Adventure. And I think they're underselling it right now just in case plans change, or just so they can give us more information. They just gave us like the first concept art a couple weeks ago. So everyone's going to be so shocked in like 6 months when all of this is announced, or I'm going to look super dumb for thinking it in 6 months when it is just a spinner ride. We'll see.
That'd be wild. There's no way they'd do a spinner ride. That'd be the dumbest thing.
That's why no one's excited about it, because they think it's just a spinner ride.
That'd be stupid.
A high-capacity spinner ride in Avengers Campus.
Like, if they had the freaking Spider-Man ride and the Spider-Man ride.
It is our 4th ride in Avengers Campus, though.
I know. But, like,
but 2 of them will be dumb. 2 of them will be really bad.
Okay. I think the Spider-Man ride, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to make it decent.
Well, I think that ride was the Tough to Be a Bug Theater, where they did the original Bugs show, which you've never been to, but was incredible. I really loved the Bugs show.
What is that? What's the show?
It was a sensory-oriented show. Sorry, I'm being so loud.
No, you're good.
Your parents are probably... Yeah. Anyway, so...
Sensory-oriented show.
Yeah, sensory-oriented show. It... I've not obviously been on like 7 years, but it had all the characters. I believe they were animatronics, but it was like there was a screen.
Like Bugs Life?
Bugs Life, yeah.
Did
Bugs Life show, and it was all these creepy crawlies
of the actual Bugs Life characters.
I believe so. It's just 1 or 2, and then the rest of it. What?
It was the Bugs Life land, right?
It was Bugs Land before it was Marvel Land, and I actually missed Bugs Land.
What's the villain guy in that?
Hopper was screen based.
Hopper. Oh, they didn't have Hopper as a animatronic.
No,
that'd be
but
wild.
they had. It was
so
all
scary.
these little. Somehow they were able to make it feel like there was bugs crawling all over you.
I think that's air, right? Because they do the air. I think they do that with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they had air involved, and they had all these. They had smoke machines in there, and they had. Stuff on the ceiling and projections, and it really felt like you were within one of those underground anthill things, and there was the whole storyline going on around you. I think they should take that space, remove all the interior walls, make it a theater again, and turn it into a Avengers indoor show, like stunt show or something like that.
Yeah, that's just so much money to spend when they just built this ride. I think they should just redo footage. Like they keep everything the same, but change the mechanics of the actual ride and redo the footage so it's not this dumb spider freaking ride that is the most dumb thing I've ever seen for a Marvel thing. I hated it so much.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought they're like they clearly had an idea. They're like, we're gonna put them right in the action because that's all they ever do.
Yeah.
They're right in the middle of it. I can't stand it. I mean, it's nice sometimes, but I also sometimes just like it when it's just a ride.
Yeah.
It's just like an. I want more original. All the Disney the main Disney nerds, they want more attractions without intellectual property.
Yeah.
Which is what we've all been wanting for a while. Because the mountains, the parks have their own IP, and that's what's drawing you. And it's not as reliant on the films that keep flopping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was the Bugs ride, not the Bugs ride, the Bugs show, was that a similar technology to like Haunted Mansion kind of, like projections and animatronics kind of mixed?
No, it didn't remind me of Haunted Mansion at all. It felt... It's hard. I can't think of anything else that really was similar to it. I don't know. I really can't think of it. But
yeah. But the thing with the Disneyland now is they're instead of making an IP and then making that IP into a movie, they're taking movies and stuff that already exist and making that into rides, which like Pirates of the Caribbean, which I didn't know before we had talked about this a while ago, that Pirates of the Caribbean originated in Disneyland, and then it became the movie series.
Yeah.
And which is like fantastic. Like those movies are so good. Like
and it stemmed from one of the most historic Disney rides too. The whole lore of Pirates of the Caribbean is really incredible. Yeah. All of the movies and everything.
That'd be cool if they could do something like that again.
I would love for them to do that, especially with. I think Splash Mountain was a total missed opportunity because I don't want to like say stuff that would make it so I could never like I don't know. Someday I've always got dreams of like in being involved in Disney somehow. But
if you say something you don't want to get out on the internet, we can just
it's not a big deal.
Not post it.
I mean, I think if they're letting certain media channels that I watch into their press events, even though they say things about them that they don't really agree with.
Yeah, don't be scared. Okay, I love this. So Jordan Peterson has this idea that it takes a lot of courage to speak the truth, and it is one of the most like courageous and aiming up things that you can do is speaking the truth even when it might not benefit you in the short run or in like a foreseeable future, because the truth is ultimately gonna get you to a place even better than what you think of. So like, let's say you say something that like, oh, I don't like this about Disney, and it might not get you into Disney press events or something like that, but it will open up different doors for you if you're telling the truth. Yeah,
that definitely makes sense. And I don't really want to be in their press events, but
yeah,
down the road,
I mean.
I've always got this dream of if I ever made it in music, I could represent them in some way, especially Disneyland. And I don't want to be saying bad things. But yeah, definitely saying the truth is really important. So I'm going to. I think the Splash Mountain retheme, while not terrible, is a missed opportunity. I think it should have been not Tiana's Bayou Adventure, not the Salt Dome in the middle of the bayou.
What's the Salt Dome?
They're calling it, it's not a mountain anymore. It's not allowed to be a mountain. It has to be a salt dome.
What?
Where
Why?
That in the bayou, because mountains don't exist in the south.
Oh, that's funny.
That's so hilarious. It's a salt dome in the bayou that they've transformed into a food co-op, where Tiana is working with the animals to produce her food for her restaurant, which is now open.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, they've really gone deep with it, which I love. The story-driven, like they gave each of the characters a backstory on the park's blog. Mm-hmm. All the animatronics got a name and a backstory and everything about them, and they really went overboard with it, which I love. Mm-hmm. But it should have been Tiana's Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
They should have left the name. It could have been Tiana's Splash Mountain, and she has taken over, and no one would have questioned the mountain being in the bayou, and they could even.
Nah, some people would have.
Okay, you're right. They would have, but
there's like I feel like I watch so many YouTube channels where like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I've been watching a lot of reasons like it wouldn't make actually sense.
It's worse now that we've lost Splash Mountain because it was named that in honor of the other mountains to have another mountain in the park. You know, first we had Big Thunder Mountain, then we had Space Mountain, and the original mountain is the Matterhorn.
Not really a mountain though.
Yeah, but
Space Mountain.
They call it Space Mountain. That's why it's named that. And even though it's supposed to be a
space station,
but it looks like the architecture style and all that was just so genius back in the day. I think it looks so sick.
It's pretty cool.
But we had the original, the Matterhorn. That's why they built Splash Mountain shorter, is because they didn't want it to be as tall as the Matterhorn, to honor the Matterhorn because it's the first mountain, and they want it to be the one that everyone sees from the freeway, the skyline of Disneyland, is the Matterhorn. And so I think there's so much history that they just killed, and they got rid of the vultures. They also didn't put in a villain in the ride. They skipped Dr. Facilier. It could have been the perfect plot that he shrinks you down to the size of a frog. Because that's what they do, is they have Mama Odie shrink you to the size of a frog to look for more bandmates for the band.
Do they do that in the actual... I haven't actually seen the movie. Does Dr. Facilier have the ability to like shrink people?
He turns the princess into a frog.
That's fair. But
wait, is it the prince who becomes no, they both become frogs, but I think it's the prince.
Isn't he turns the prince into a frog
and then he kisses the princess and it turns her into a frog instead of turning him into a human.
Spoilers, but how do they turn back into humans at the end?
Not watched it in probably 15 years, honestly.
Do you not know when they turn back into humans?
Mama, is that really what it is? Mama Odie, the kind of good,
witch?
Kind of a witch.
Do they have?
No, she's like a sweet little.
I thought the bad guy was the only
he's
magic
a witch doctor.
user.
He's a witch doctor.
Yeah.
And she has magic of some sort, good magic.
Yeah.
And so she transforms them back, is from what I know. But they had the coolest opportunity to have him transform us into frogs, or at least. Make us the size of frogs.
Then you could have been. Inside of like a frog.
Well, they take you
like
down to that
kind
size.
of thing.
What?
Like you got turned into a frog. That means like your boat kind of thing turns. I don't know how they would do that, but like your boat actually like looks like a frog kind of thing.
Yeah, they could have done something.
That'd be kind of cool
to make it. I don't know what they could have done, but basically. There's this section where you drop down, and she's like, now you're going to get smaller because you got to find more bandmates for the big extravaganza. Mm-hmm. That was the storyline, is you have to get smaller. So I think he should have been the one to curse you and make you these tiny things forever. But... and then at the end, as you're going up the hill, those vultures could have been like, bad news for you. You know, the vultures at the end.
I don't, because I haven't seen the movie. But
no, at the end of the Splash Mountain on the way back up. On the way up. I don't know if you'd remember, but the vultures that are like with the lightning, it's really scary.
It's been a while, because I only went on Splash Mountain the first time when we went. I don't think I went on it grad night, and then we didn't go on it.
Yeah, I can't believe you missed it. It's so sad.
It's.
I know you didn't like.
You hate me that I don't.
Splash Mountain.
I don't love
everyone
the
in
ride.
the comments, if anyone watches this, is gonna be like Splash Mountain's OP, but
like 2 people are gonna watch this.
That's okay. So long story short, I think it would have been sick if they do Dr. Facilier fighting Mama Odie on that hill at the top, and that little dark ride scene where the rabbit used to be tied up.
Yeah.
I think that just would have been so cool to have them fighting, and then she transforms you back into your normal size right as you go over the falls. And that's that kind of transition. And that's what they could have done, because now they have her transforming you back into humans at the top of that right now. But as you're going up, it's like the theme song is like this happy-go-lucky whatever as you're going up the hill, and it's these rainbow lights and fog. And I think it would have been cooler if it was this dark, evil, brooding, like a sense of urgency that we lost when we lost Splash Mountain. So, I'm sorry, I got way on a tangent about Splash Mountain.
What do you mean was there a sense of urgency in the original one?
Yeah, because basically, I don't know if you caught it, but the storyline is that Briar Fox, I believe, I've not watched, what's it called?
The original, the movie that it was based off of.
Yeah, I've not watched Song of the South. But he's supposed to be going down to the Laughing Place. I think he's been told about this. I don't know if it's the bear trying to trick him into like dying over this waterfall. Mm-hmm. But the Laughing Place is supposed to be this kind of happy-go-lucky place that you're supposed to get to, and everything's great there, and so, but it's not. It's like it's a trap.
That's a trap.
It's a trap. And so
yours was so much better than mine. I don't like that. Your Admiral Akbar was actually pretty decent. Frick.
Anyway, so as you go down, it starts going from ha ha ha, laughy laughy, to the warnings. All the animals halfway through start warning you not to go to the laughing place, and the music the tone changes. I can even think there's like this one, like hedgehog mother who's like, da 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 da, laughing place, da 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 da, and it gets so like scary.
Kill it.
What?
Slay.
Oh gosh, the singing.
That was great, Micah.
That was going. Like barely. It was off key.
No, it was fantastic.
And then you go to those vultures and they're like, "We'll show you a laughing place," and so you're there and the lightning strikes behind him and it's all white and then it's terrifying and dark. Sorry, I get loud.
No, you're good.
And you go up and he's got the Brer Fox, or maybe it's Brer Rabbit. It's Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox is luring him. Yeah, it's Brer Fox is luring him, and Brer Rabbit's the rabbit who's trying to go to the laughing place. And as you go up the hill, if you look to the side, the last scene is Brer Rabbit is tied up over a fire, and the fox is cooking him to eat him. And we're supposed to go over the giant waterfall that's going to kill us at the laughing place.
Yeah.
And then we survive, and it's all okay. But like, there's a definite sense of darkness and urgency in the original ride that is fully missing from the new one. And that's what I'm sad about. But our Disneyland one is going to be far superior to the Disney World one. So
how do you know?
For one, we're not getting the brown and yellow barn, which I saw the Imagineer who's heading the project at my work a couple weeks ago.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, and I forgot to ask her to not paint the barn yellow, but I just didn't.
If she paints it yellow, Micah, it's all your fault.
Lo and behold, the next week I saw the construction footage. It's yellow. But it's not brown and yellow like Disney World. It's green and yellow, so that's better.
Why is that better?
Because the brown and yellow looked awful.
Really?
It looked like really bad. And they're also demolishing the whole land, basically, and renaming the land, repaving everything, and updating everything around Splash Mountain to make it feel like the Bayou. And so they're calling it Bayou Country instead of Critter Country now. They're redoing all the fences. They're outfitting the 2 gift shops next door. They're renaming the restaurant next door and refurbishing the whole thing to give it a different theme. And they're really like taking it seriously at Disneyland because it's Walt's Park, and they really every time they add something, they do it right at Disneyland. And Disney.
Are you
World,
sure about that?
Haha, that's California Adventure. They don't try on California Adventure.
Wait, is California Adventure not Walt's Park? Did they not have California Adventure when Walt was alive?
Luke, you've never heard about this?
No.
Luke, California Adventure is like the budget cut theme park that was built very recently.
What? When was California Adventure built?
1998.
I don't know how. Wait, 98. Yeah, that's actually fairly recent.
Like 20-something years ago. And Disneyland was built in 1955. So.
When did Walt die?
1968.
Wow, he died 30 years before California Adventure was built?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and the company's been downhill since. But I love the company.
There's still some fun stuff in Disneyland.
No, they are
in California
incredible.
Adventure, though.
California Adventure is the big kids thrill park, and that's what it's built to be. Luke, all of California Adventure was a flat parking lot, like Magic Mountain, next to Disneyland.
That's wild.
And people would park there. It was so, you know how close California Adventure is to the entrance to Disneyland. They'd park right there and then walk into Disneyland. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. Downtown Disney also was not built yet. Downtown Disney and California Adventure were built at the same time.
Yeah.
So all of that was parking lot until the late 90s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that. So they were originally going to build something called Westcott, which was a version of Epcot at Magic Kingdom or at Disney World.
What is Epcot?
It's supposed to be originally it was Walt's. Boy, this is a
now Brett.
Yeah, did JJ say he was coming?
No, he can't. He has a friend that is a little messed, not having a great night. So he.
Okay, so he's just coming.
Yeah. So he he's not coming tonight. I don't know if Noah's still coming.
Who's drunk?
Huh? I didn't. That's not what I said, but yeah. So no, I don't care. Yeah. So JJ's not coming tonight. He'll probably come another night.
Okay. Well, he's leaving tomorrow.
Oh, he is
for Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then we'll do something tomorrow. I'm not working tomorrow, so are you working tomorrow?
Nope. And Jacob and JJ want to both hang out. Bye, Brett.
Bye.
See ya.
Have a good night, guys.
You too. Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob's here too. And Jacob's driving JJ down to Texas tomorrow or after
When
the
did
day after
Jacob?
tomorrow.
Did Jacob get here today?
Yesterday.
The frick?
Yeah, he's. You know how I found out? He
How'd you
sent me a
find out?
snap from Blenders.
Did he not? He wasn't telling anybody. Screw him.
He's gonna be back right after his trip.
Oh yeah, he's coming back because he's
The
coming back
20th.
the 20th. Okay, but yeah, I don't want to say hi.
Well, he's gonna be here tomorrow, so I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll want to see you.
I'm sure he will. Okay, Jacob. Freaking, I texted him, like, oh, how's summer going?
It's better not all make it on the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, no, this is fine. This is great. I texted him. And it took him a week. It took him a week to respond to me, and he's, I don't know.
You've got to zoom in on my look there after this.
I'm not doing any editing for this. There's gonna be like maybe one person that gets it that gets this far in the video. What 25 minutes? That'd be impressive if somebody got this far.
Well, Luke, if you really want to hear about Epcot, it's a
Oh, yeah,
story.
that's what I asked.
It's quite a long.
Yeah, keep going. I'm listening. I'm gonna get some water. Do you want some water?
I'd love some water.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Epcot is Walt's dream for the future of societies. He moved on from Disneyland really quick. Oh my gosh, I want to give you the whole story, but I feel like you're still listening. Okay. Originally for Disneyland, he had so much expansion planned, and he did so much, and he started like thinking bigger than Disneyland.
Yeah.
And so that's when they started acquiring land in Florida.
Wait, he was alive when they got the Florida stuff?
Mm-hmm. He was heading all the operations. They were buying parcels of land secretly under different names. For years.
Was he alive when they got like the international places?
No, he was not alive when they opened Disney World. By the way.
Oh, but they were still getting stuff. But
Yeah,
he
they
wasn't
were.
alive?
He called it the Florida Project, and he was a part of it.
Oh.
And basically in 1967, the year before he died, he unveiled something I won't quote that he unveiled it that year, but I know he built New Tomorrowland, the first overhaul of Tomorrowland at Disneyland because it had become outdated.
Mm-hmm.
Was in 1967, and if we could have 1967 Tomorrowland back, plus Space Mountain, I would be so happy. That would be like my dream. Even though the rides are kind of crap, it would bring way more kinetic energy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you mean kinetic energy.
Yeah, I do. There's it's like more motion, right, going around the park.
Oh, I thought
Like more motion in like
interesting.
visuals, because there was in 1967, to put it in perspective, there was all this outdoor transportation. Walt was so into transportation.
Mm-hmm.
So there was all this outdoor transportation around Tomorrowland moving at the same time, which created a sense. It was called Tomorrowland on the Move was the name of the update.
Mm-hmm.
It had the Skyway buckets. It was a gondola system that went over Tomorrowland and into Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a snow. It was like you know what a gondola is, right?
Yeah. Well,
Like-
you mean like the snow lifts?
Ski
kind of-
lifts.
Yeah.
But it was buckets, and you'd sit in the bucket.
That sounds super unsafe.
Super unsafe. People would suicide from that thing until the
That-
90s.
That is wild.
Yeah. I really wish it was still there though, because it was very unsafe, but it was so cool. Like it was so cool. Imagine being like 5 years old and
We
taking.
could have more kids suiciding at Disneyland.
Okay, that sounds terrible. Okay, I don't want that. But
Obviously,
I wish,
Micah, it's called a joke.
just for clarification, if this comes to bite me like 10 years in the future,
Micah, nobody's like,
gonna care about this.
nobody cares. Just keep
But
going.
like the Skyway buckets were so cool. Imagine that sense of thrill that you actually like. You're looking out over the edge, and it was literally buckets with a little thing over the top, an awning, and they went through the Matterhorn. There was a hole in the Matterhorn, and the transportation gondola would go through the Matterhorn from Tomorrowland into Fantasyland and end over by Dumbo,
yeah.
past the castle. So you could fly over the castle, which was really cool. And it was slow moving, so there was that. Sorry, this is a really long explanation of Epcot.
No, keep
So
going.
there was that.
fine.
Then there was the Autopia cars going at the same time. By the way, they used to not have guardrails underneath it.
What?
There's a little guard track so that you don't go off of the road on Autopia.
Autopia, yeah.
To keep all the kids on the road. There used to not be. It was like you could just skirt right off the track. You could hit people. It was chaos in the 50s and 60s.
Absolute chaos.
So there was Autopia going below. There was the Skyway going above. There was the monorail going through, which we still have. And then there was the People Mover, which was a little outdoor transportation that was super slow moving. And it was a guided tour of Tomorrowland. It went through the buildings of all the rides. And it went through the middle of Tomorrowland. You know that like big overhang in the middle of Tomorrowland as you're walking down the street by Astro Blasters and all that?
There's overhang?
There's those pillars in the middle.
Isn't that not the...
It's not the monorail.
It's not the monorail?
It's called the People Mover.
Oh, you were telling me about that.
And
Yeah.
It's an attraction that closed in maybe it closed in 2000. It closed ahead of the 1998 renovation.
What are they going to do with that?
They've just left the tracks to rot for 30 years.
They have no plans to do anything with that?
Well, we're hoping that they build a new version of it with New Tomorrowland because they know that that's what the fans really want back. So they had 5 modes of transportation going outdoors all at once, and you could just watch them all going around you in Tomorrowland, which was really cool. And Walt was really playing with transportation. He loved trains. Trains were like his big thing. He was a train kid.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to create the perfect city. And it was going to be privately built, and it was going to be called Epcot, and it was going to be.
Is there a reason for the name, or?
Yeah, it's an acronym, and I wish I could just pull it up on my phone. My phone's in the other room.
Epic City of.
It was something City of the Future. Wait, no, that's an F at the end. I don't know.
Wait.
EP.
EPOCT.
Yeah.
Something future of California future?
No,
Wait, no, California.
There's no California.
Wait, what's T?
It was C was for city.
EP.
We'll look it up sometime.
Yeah.
But it was.
That's right. What does Epcot stand for? Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, because they don't say future. They used to say tomorrow.
Of tomorrow, because I like Tomorrowland.
So that was what it was called. And Epcot was this plan he unveiled right before he died. And it was all white, mid-century modern, futuristic. It was a futuristic city. Yeah. Walt had much bigger plans than just theme parks. And he just died too early for any of them. I think he would have been.
How did he die again?
He was a chain smoker, chronic smoker. Smoked
How old was
nonstop.
he when he died?
65 or something, around there.
Wow. Was he like depressed or something? Why was he like a chain smoker?
Everyone smoked.
Yeah, but not
But not
everybody
that
died
much.
at 65.
That's a lot more common than you'd think.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know what the exact reasoning was, but it was really sad. I think he was very similar in the line to me. I mean, he didn't get to prove it, but I think he was in the same ballpark as like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs.
Steve
and all
Jobs,
them.
Elon Musk.
Not as much of a technical mind, but creatively he was very powerful. And the way he
Elon's
put people
a very
to work.
technical mind, though.
Right. I don't think you could equate them in that way.
Yeah, but Jobs definitely. Jobs
and his
wasn't
visionary for the future.
Yeah.
Like Walt's vision for the future was really promising. And so that's what he wanted Epcot to be, was this futuristic city. It was going to be fully privately owned and funded by Disney, and it was going to, I'm sure, have a Disney park in it. But it had this really cool center. It was fully there was public transportation all over, built in, people movers, monorails, just like at Disneyland, but for everybody to just use to get around. It had churches in it, but they were like mid-century modern.
Oh, interesting.
Really futuristic looking.
Was he
the
like
model is
a Christian?
Yeah, he claimed to be a Christian.
Huh.
I don't know. You know you can never judge someone's faith.
Yeah.
But Walt was a Christian apparently.
Huh.
Isn't that
interesting?
Interesting. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. And so that was his future for tomorrow. So then when he died, obviously the Florida project was not just Epcot, but they have more land than like Manhattan out there at Disney World. That's how much land they own over there.
How big is Manhattan?
You should look it up. It probably sounds
Is Manhattan
bigger
a
than
city?
It is. It's a section of New York.
Oh.
But it's quite a large section of New York.
Yeah.
And they own it's just a lot of acres. So they were planning on a lot of things, and they still have way too much land over there, which is a problem I wish we had at Disneyland. Actually, no, I wouldn't have it any other way. They've gotten creative with the problem we have here. That's why we have more rides in our parks than Disney World does, and because we're older.
Really? Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, the Imagineers have been more focused on Disneyland than any other park for the majority of the
Do
company.
they have the same Imagineers for every single park? Like one set of Imagineers that does every single park, or like maybe head Imagineers or something like that?
I believe there's some sort of a system that is localized.
Yeah.
I do believe that since Imagineering's based in Burbank, actually no, that's a lie. I think they're actually now based in Florida more than Burbank. For the majority of the company's history, it was based next to Disneyland, which helped. Yeah. But there's some like Disney Imagineers that I notice take on projects mostly for Disneyland, and some that take on projects mostly for Disney World. For instance, Joe Rohde, who built all of Animal Kingdom, and the Pandora, the World of Avatar, which is really cool at Disney World.
Oh, I gotta see that.
That is, and we're getting one at Disneyland. It's not as big.
Yeah.
Because we're Disneyland and we don't get big things. Although Galaxy's Edge was 15. It was 15
Are they gonna try to like
acres,
make
so.
like floating islands kind of thing? Mm-hmm. Do they have that in Florida?
That's not. They're not entirely floating.
But like kind of look like
it
they're
looks
floating?
like they're floating. They have really enforced steel that is hidden, super thin pieces of steel.
Yeah.
It's hidden within vines that are connecting them.
That's so cool.
And so it looks like the rocks are in midair, and then there's these vines coming off them, and the vines are the steel is within the vines.
And they have that in
Disney World. I can't believe you've not seen pictures. It is the most stunning.
I should have
better
like
than
a
Galaxy's
second
Edge.
computer here so we can like look stuff up.
Should I
be
just
nice.
grab my phone? It's been charging for a while.
You can go grab it if you want to.
I want to show you this too, but wait, I just want to finish the Epcot story really quick.
Yeah,
I'll wrap it up.
Go ahead.
Epcot, so that Walt died, and that was like the biggest devastation in the company's history at that point. So his brother had to take on the project of Disney World.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And his brother vowed to build another Disneyland in Florida, and that's what they focused on before Epcot. So they built the Magic Kingdom, and it was like twice the size of Disneyland. I mean, the land they have over there for it. And it was the East Coast Disneyland. Now it's not as good as Disneyland. I could die on that hill there, like just that park specifically. And I think even the Disney World fans who come to Disneyland understand that in some capacity, although their castle's bigger and cooler. It's like double the size of Disneyland's castle. So they knew they had to go big, but it's just not as good over there. But they built that first. Then eventually Epcot got scaled back to a tiny theme park, and half of it is about celebrating the future, half of it is about celebrating the world. So there's World Celebration and there's Future World.
Yeah.
And I think they've renamed those now so that they can stick a bunch of IP everywhere and make it feel more cohesive. But they have a pavilion in World Celebration, which goes around a lake. And they have a pavilion on each of those that celebrates a different country. So I believe they have Germany. They have, they were going to do a Switzerland with with an East Coast Matterhorn. They were going to build a second Matterhorn, but like more updated in a Switzerland pavilion, which would have been so cool.
Is Matterhorn the actual mountain in Switzerland?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's in the Swiss Alps, yeah.
Got it.
And they have a China, or maybe
sense.
it's Japan. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's China. They also, I don't want to like say, but they have a pavilion for each of these countries, and most of them don't even have rides. They're just like food options.
Yeah.
And Epcot's only got, from what I can tell, 2 roller coasters. They have Test Track, which is like testing a car, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then they have, they just added Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And they have a space rocket simulator ride. And that's like pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like, it is not even California Adventure quality, in my opinion. Besides the 2 roller coasters that are, I'd say, California Screamin' level. Or maybe better.
You mean Incredicoaster, Micah?
I don't like the Incredicoaster. I don't like
Hot
calling
takes.
it that. Hot take. They should all be animatronics. If they're going to call it the Incredicoaster, they should have put a budget into making outdoor animatronics.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you shouldn't have a bunch of static figures that everyone knows are fake sitting out there.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my hot take is that love it. Also, fix the lighting, please. At this point in time, there's dust collecting on top of the red awnings. And although you've gotten that one purple one that's been purple for 4 years to work at the bottom, the entire back half of it doesn't light up at night now. So
Yeah.
please fix that. Yeah, it should have been the California Screamin' just with a red awning. I don't think they should have changed it. I love Pixar Pier. I'm really glad they didn't get rid of the when they renamed it the Pixar Pal Around, they didn't take off the Mickey face because that's iconic on the Ferris wheel. I would have been so mad if they changed it.
What would they put on there? Like, what's a big Pixar? They could have put like the Pixar,
the ball,
or like the lamp.
It wouldn't. Yeah, the lamp. It wouldn't have been as iconic in my opinion. I love the Mickey
nearly.
face, and I think it would have been.
Mickey's like the most iconic.
It looks so good, and I know it's
all.
all Pixar themed, but I'm really glad they didn't get rid of that because that was just.
Yeah.
That would have been devastating, in my opinion, for California Adventure.
So Epcot.
So Epcot, that's kind of it. Like,
yeah.
It just became. It was originally about it was like one giant Tomorrowland, and they had a ride all about agriculture and the future of agriculture. It was called and then they had the future of energy. Okay, that's
Noah's
my
pinging
phone.
you, yeah.
And then they had Ellen's Energy Adventure with an animatronic of Ellen DeGeneres as your host, and it was about like the future of energy. I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like I've never been, so I can't really.
Yeah, but Epcot's just in Florida.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. I want to see if I can monologue the whole time while Micah's not here. See if I can just talk. Nothing. Just got a monologue and say what's randomly coming to my head in the moment.
Okay, what does Noah want? Oh, I think I told Nolan I'd play Minecraft tonight.
Oh. Nolan can come over here if he wants. Actually,
Nolan is in San Francisco.
Oh, Nolan's in San
Luke.
Francisco.
No.
Hey, Luke. Wrong guy.
Nolan, I'm actually at Luke's right now. Maybe later tonight we will see. Don't get your hopes up. So sorry.
I love that you voice text.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
I love that you voice texted, so now like the whole
world
podcast knows.
Noah.
You know, it'd be really
Call
funny.
JJ. Make sure you have the right contact.
No, we already
He
called
is
JJ.
at the cafe with a friend. You should invite them to Luke's.
I already asked JJ if he wanted to come.
JJ isn't coming. Okay, that's everything.
You know, it'd be really funny is if like you gave Nolan an excuse for why you couldn't that like was false, but then Nolan like saw this. He's like, "Sorry, Nolan, I'm working on music. I can't really do it." And Nolan sees it and he's like, "You liar!"
At least I'm honest with my friends. That wasn't a bash at anybody in particular. You know who you are.
Did you just spill? You didn't just spill. You were going to show me. Did you spill?
Yes.
You totally spilled.
Should I clean it up?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Just wipe your foot on it or something.
Make it worse.
Oh, there's towels right here.
It's fine. It's fine. This is the most chaotic podcast.
Well, yeah, it's a conversation, not. It's just a conversation that happens to be recorded, kind of thing.
Yep, this happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, Westcott was going to be California Adventure. And they had so much planned for Disneyland that got wrecked by Disneyland Paris. When it opened, the French boycotted it. It didn't turn a profit for 20 years, I believe.
Disneyland Paris?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
That is wild because the
Maybe it was
parks,
it was 9 years.
the parks are so profitable. They're like the most profitable thing.
Yeah, they now make about $29 billion a year.
20 they weren't they at like 19 like
They were, and as of the last 2 years, they've gone up to $29 billion.
29 is wild.
Yeah, and they're all proud of a movie getting $1 billion.
Well, the thing is, when a movie gets $1 billion and they have that IP,
It creates a new intellectual property that they really like.
Yeah. So let's say Endgame did really well, and they have Marvel Land. It's gonna get a bunch more people to go to Disneyland because Endgame was so popular. Because the way I see it is, so the amount of ads we have is crazy. Ads within ads within ads within ads. So if we have I've seen ads for trailers, and trailers are just ads for movies, and movies are just ads for
theme parks.
So it's just
Right,
ad
and
within an ad
they
within an ad
referenced
within
that
an
at
ad.
the D23. They did the cycle of it's watch it's watch, ride, buy, play. So they're now doing video games with Epic Games. So that's their kind of cycle.
I feel like they can't make that much money off of video games.
No, I don't know why they're wasting all this money at Epic Games.
I mean, I guess you could make a good amount.
They're doing Fortnite, like skins and characters and Disney involved.
Yeah, I guess you can make a decent amount. But if you're charging like $200 per ticket at Disneyland, and I don't know. I mean, I guess, but I feel like the most popular game or the most money making games are the freaking mobile game.
Yeah.
Mobile games where like they just have like microtransactions that are like the most addicting things. Like, oh man, so many people have spent so much money on microtransactions in like mobile games. It's actually wild. Yeah. I watched a video on how like the psychology behind getting you to play mobile games more, and like keeping you on the app and like getting you addicted to a mobile game and then getting you to spend money is like, it's like almost like brain level, what am I thinking of? Brainwashing level of like psychology, and it's like terrible for kids, and like this should not be, like there's a chance this probably shouldn't be illegal. It shouldn't be legal, especially for like
kids. It's the same as casinos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And when I was in there, it's weird because you're trying to have fun at something that's like obviously designed to get money out of you.
Yeah.
And it's like the parks hide it because they give you something in return that is like a very obvious
value return.
And casinos, like, I already know the danger of it, and like, I don't know. It just was not for me. When I was in there, I know that they make the carpet all crazy because they want you to not be wanting, like when you look at the carpet, it's so much for your eyes that they want you to be looking back up at the games.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And you notice things like that. And the stimulating nature of all of that, they don't have any windows. I had no idea where the exit was. When I got in there, I got lost immediately.
That's so
just like
so
in like
smart.
Percy Jackson. Don't they get lost in a casino as well?
Yeah.
It's like I got lost immediately, and it's giant and endless, and there's all these dinging sounds and sounds of all these games that are like
money being one kind of thing. Like
money,
ding, ding,
yeah,
ding.
money sounds and like things that are made to send off. What am I thinking of? Something in your head that like, oh my gosh, what's it called? It's not adrenaline.
Are you thinking of dopamine?
Dopamine.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like things that are meant to trigger dopamine, and I just felt like I was being scammed the whole time.
Yeah.
I only lost $10, but
nice.
I was in there like walking around.
Does it
being
cost
like,
to get in?
No, but it just feels.
Cost $10.
It feels like you're just there for them to take advantage of you the whole time.
Yeah.
But the psychology, if you're not looking for that, it just felt like there was this dark undertone to that place that was like really weird.
And there's a lot of psychology in a lot of different stuff, especially for marketing that you don't realize, like even grocery stores.
Is terrible.
Yeah, I need to work on my posture too. Like even grocery stores, they have the most expensive stuff at your eye line, and then the better deals and the less expensive stuff on the bottom and the top to get you to spend more. And then like the necessities that you need for shopping, they put those in the back corner, so you have to walk through the entire store to be able to get there. So
and then they put the really easy little, I kind of want that right at the front.
Right at the end
right
of the
at the
aisles,
end, the
right
gum
there.
and the magazines and candy.
Those, yeah.
And the candy and all that.
So like milk they have to put at the very end, so you walk through the entire store, and like the music they play, I think they play like slow music to get you to like be in like a sort of like calm mood where you can just like, oh, I can stay here for a little while.
And the lights are really bright. And I know that when I'm at work, apparently dim lights make people finish food faster, or like they makes them leave faster.
Interesting.
So we want people to be a really fast turnover time at our work. So we have the lights dimmer.
Interesting.
Yeah,
we pretty dim at
they have the
mine work,
bright fluorescent lights at
Yeah.
stores. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a turnoff for me. Like fluorescent lights, I just want to get out of wherever that is.
Yeah, my eyes hurt so much.
But
did you you had the pictures of the floating things?
oh my gosh, Luke, you're gonna die. It looks so cool. I mean, it's not perfect to the movie, but in my opinion, it's better as a land than Galaxy's Edge.
And do you think we're gonna get stuff
We're
like
getting
that?
it.
We're gonna get like actual like floating-esque kind of things.
Yeah, in the concept art it shows floating rocks. I don't think it'll be to the same degree because what they did is they built the stuff from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
The second movie was not as focused on that.
Oh, that's true.
The second,
Frick.
they're building,
Those are so cool,
but
though.
the concept art for ours looks incredible as well.
Yeah.
Pandora, the World of Avatar, Disney World.
It's still, those movies still look so good. Like the second movie, the visuals were just phenomenal. I swear that I watched that in 3D and I could not believe that. Oh, that's so cool. That's like in Disneyland. I mean, in Disney
World.
Disney World. Let me see it.
So some of these pictures are better than others. That's above you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And at night they have it light up all fluorescent or crazy like that. That's the.
Oh, that's so cool.
They have fog out there sometimes, but at night they have everything is glow in the dark. So the environment is just.
Yeah. Can they like build floating rocks?
That's
like.
Also.
Couldn't you like make one floating, like a huge floating rock just over the like land, and like it doesn't matter how big it is because nobody's like touching it because it's so big, and like the support beams are just gonna be kind of like placed around, so you won't be able to like get to them. But
It's just one big rock.
Yeah, or like rocks like that.
The perspective on this one's so cool.
That's so cool. Yeah. But do you need like a limit? Do you need to make that smaller just because the actual land is smaller and we don't have as much space? I feel like you could make it pretty big.
Yeah, they could. Oh, by the way, this is one of the rides. This is the Navi River Journey.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's got the...
Wait, do they have multiple rides?
Yeah, they have two.
Oh, that's cool.
We're going to probably get one. Just
Oh.
expectations low. Might get 1 second. This animatronic is insanely...
Oh, you showed me that one. That one's so cool.
I think I showed you the video of it just talking.
Yeah. No, and it was like moving.
And the moving video is insane too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just everything about it is just like that is just basically what you'd want from a theme park land for Avatar.
Yeah.
But ours is gonna be that is so cool right there. That is just out of the movie, in my opinion. I mean, it could have probably been done a little better, but.
Yeah, that's actually sick.
And then the concept art. Sorry, I've not been talking in the mic at all.
It's fine. I had my mic pointed at you so we can hear from, yeah.
This is so cool. This is what we're getting. So
that is, it's hard to judge based off of concept art because that doesn't really feel like that would be possible. Like that all doesn't.
Well, I'd imagine the ones that are all kind of blurry are the ones that we're not gonna get.
Yeah.
Or they showed us another piece of artwork. This is the artwork that they also showed us. This is, by the way, only half the land. The rest of it's behind.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be pretty sick. And so you do see there's a few.
Yeah, floating. Yeah.
They're a different shape and a different context from the other ones, but it looks really cool still.
Yeah.
And this is I remember seeing this exact kind of rock formations in the second movie. And this water area is going to be really cool in real life, I think. And those kind of things is from the water tribe and stuff too. So
water. Earth,
it's going to be so
fire.
cool. I'm really, really excited for Avatar.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And our boat ride is going to be, I don't think you've seen the Pirates boat ride at Shanghai. It is incredible.
Really?
It's really screen based, but the screens go all the way down into the water.
Oh, I think I did see parts of that. That was cool.
Yeah, maybe I did years ago show you. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, that's kind of.
Yeah, man. I really hope they do it well. I want to spend like a year. I don't know. I just want to travel. I want to like part of me like I want to really want to go to Disney World.
I really want to go too. Micah Thompson was telling me, he's like, you have to go there before we go to Tokyo because we're gonna do Tokyo sometime.
Oh, when? What? You're going to Tokyo?
I thought you were a part of this.
What?
Me and Micah and Brett and Asher all want to go to Tokyo Disneyland sometime.
I did not hear about that.
And probably do a few like things in Tokyo too. But like,
how much are the tickets to Tokyo Disneyland?
they're a little cheaper than ours.
Oh yeah.
And the new land that they just built there, Fantasy Springs, is better than probably every other expansion at any other park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but there's like, I don't know. I could argue that I'd take none of those rides over Space Mountain, but the visuals of that park and that land are insane. The expansion has is it 4 rides? And it's like a new Fantasyland, how they would have done Fantasyland back in the day, but now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Tokyo Disney Sea. So it's all got to have something to do with water. So it's Fantasy Springs, and there's water and rock formations running throughout the whole thing. And throughout the rock formations, there's little carved Disney characters.
Oh, that's cool.
And it looks really like, I know this is probably boring. Is this boring?
No, you're chill.
Okay. It looks so good. Like I watched an hour and a half walkthrough tour of the whole thing. Yeah. And there's just little tiny details that I can't even describe how cool it is. It's, in my opinion, better than Galaxy's Edge. And then they've got one kind of really short dark ride, which I wish was a little bit better. But it's got a stunning end finale scene. Yeah. And then they've got a really incredible frozen dark ride that is
Frozen dark ride?
Sorry, frozen water ride. Oh. Which is better than the one at Disney World. They have a frozen one at Disney World as well. And that one is like a reskin of an old ride. This one is a ground up, perfect retelling of this Frozen story from beginning to end, the first movie.
Is Olaf narrating it?
He appears at the beginning. And it's I'll have to show you a POV of it sometime, Luke. Yeah. We'll just watch it sometime.
Man, that scene in Frozen 2 of Olaf narrating the first
movie. Oh, it's so funny.
So good.
It's so good.
That's like peak comedy right there. Like, yeah. That was hilarious.
It's incredible.
It's so funny. But, yeah, I think I want to go travel, but I also just want to, like, go... like see actual things too.
Oh yeah, not just like Disney parks. Oh yeah, I like that's in my bucket list. I'm just being a Disney nerd on here. Like I want to go places. Well, I want to go to south of France, and I want to.
Guys, trust me, I'm not like actually this much of a Disney nerd.
Well, I'm a Disney nerd,
I actually get outside and touch grass. Trust me, guys.
I touch grass. I'm like the coolest Disney nerd in the world. I'm not fat, and I don't wear.
What's wrong with being fat, Micah?
I think
you got against fat people.
I think you've discovered it, and I think you're trying to run away from it. Sorry.
Literally running away from it, though.
Yes.
1 mile.
By the way, guys, running works. Right, Luke?
Not so far. I've been running like almost like a mile and a half.
Luke's journey has been really, really good.
It's not recently. It's so hard. Like this past like small bit of weight is so hard for me to like. I think I'm at like 170. Like I've fluctuated between like 172 and 177.
What has been your lowest? Sorry, is this like personal for YouTube? Too personal for YouTube?
No, people like personal, and I don't really care. But like yeah, so like 172 and 177, I like fluctuate between those two, but it's so hard. Like I've even been trying to like only eat like at like 5 o'clock. And then also if you drink coffee, which is nice, coffee's a nice hunger suppressant. So there's a lot of people.
Oh yeah, you drink coffee now, don't you?
Yeah, I started drinking coffee. But it's
Do you like it yet?
it's fine.
I'm curious because I feel like that would also be not great for weight because you're adding a bunch of sugar and cream.
No, so I don't have sugar.
So you just drink black coffee?
No, just milk. Just milk with. So it's
Look, you're back on milk. I'm telling you.
milk is so much better than sugar though.
Yeah,
cream.
but neither are good.
Yeah, but it's better than eating a meal.
You're saying you're having trouble lately. I think it's the milk.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the milk.
The couple calories compared to a full meal. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to drink coffee instead of eating a meal. But it's a what's that called? Where you like froth milk and then put it into coffee. That's what I'm.
Half and half cream. I have no clue. Oh, foam.
You foam but you foam.
Did I clip on saying foam?
It's a type of
foam.
coffee. It's a type of coffee. You make an espresso. That's what an espresso is. We have an espresso
That's that
machine.
me espresso.
What song is that?
You've never heard espresso?
No.
Okay, guys, my inner white girl's coming out.
Your inner white girl already came out, Micah.
Yeah, it's been a while. But oh my gosh, you've not heard espresso? Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter is so.
Sabrina Carpenter's espresso.
I don't like her very much, and I've kind of I've been rooting for her, but I've never been a big fan. I don't know. I've never enjoyed her music.
Yeah.
The only song that I heard of hers that I was like, oh, I like that. It's the I'm a home wrecker, I'm a slut. I got death threats filling up semi-trucks, so tell me who I am, because I don't got a choice, all because I liked a boy. That one is so good.
Never heard
the
that song before.
sidechain, auto-filtered backtrack is fire. The melodies are great. Everything about that song is really good. And so I was like, okay, I could see her actually doing well. And then I heard everyone's like, nonsense, 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 that one song that she released last year. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's good. It's not great. It's nothing I would put on. But it is better than her normal stuff.
Yeah.
And she's finally started to get better. And I'm like someone who, if it's an artist that I love and they make something that's not good, I will try to be nice about it, but I will, I'll be really honest if it's, bad music.
Do you try to be nice, though?
I do. I've been so supportive on TikTok of Katy Perry's Lifetimes.
You've been getting better. This has been great.
But if it's someone I don't like, then I'm not nice. So with Sabrina Carpenter, I wasn't really a fan to begin with, so I wasn't really trying to get into her music. But she released Espresso, and it took over TikTok, and I was like, oh, who's this? I really like it. And I heard the Chipmunk version, and it was a vibe. And then
the Chipmunk version is
TikTok.
Have you seen the Chipettes? In Shipwreck.
Those were fire, and they all used the 2010s pop bangers for those songs.
Oh yeah, the Chipwreck. You know the ones.
I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna stop.
I'm just thinking of that scene where it's the Chipettes and the Chipmunks on the rock.
On the beach?
No, they're on the rock and they're talking to the crazy lady, and they they're fully in sync, and they sing, and it's so good. It's absolutely fire.
Which one is it? Because I remember that song. The is from. Oh, is it Hot and Cold? I have no idea.
No, I don't think so.
They also do Hot and Cold.
I'll have to show you it afterwards.
Show me it afterwards. But
it's
love
so great.
I love those movies. I think we lived in the. I think if I was born into any other generation, my melody writing would not be as good as it is now.
Really?
My mom, I think there's so much with how I was raised that affected the abilities I have musically. Because, I will thank God for whatever He's given me.
Yeah. I
really, really appreciate that. That made it. But I think it's there's nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
I think a large part of it is how I've been nurtured. Mm-hmm. My mom played classical music and Mozart for me when I was really young. Mm-hmm. That was all I listened to. And then some Christian hymns, which hymn writing is very strong melodically as well.
Yeah.
Especially the chord progressions and all that. And then as I was older, you kind of get all the brain rot kids songs as well. But Christian music back in the day, not worship, but Christian music was
Oh, you mean
trying
like
to
that-
emulate.
You mean like the pop Christian
Yeah,
music we
Christian
used to
pop was
listen
trying to emulate.
Oh, those were
Like I
fire.
could put on and vibe to "Gold" by Britt Nicole so hard. Like we know it did on the way home 2 nights ago. We were
Wait,
listening
how
to
does that song go again? It was
go. That's like the first part because
Yeah.
they're like chopping up her voice, so I can't really do it.
yeah.
And then it
What's that?
you're walking on the moon, then I feel love. What they said wasn't true. You're beautiful. I'm singing it too low, but it's in the right
Yeah.
key, but just like an octave lower. And then this is on. This is for all the girls, boys all over the world. Whatever you've been told, you're worth more than gold. So put your head up high. It's your time to shine. From the inside out, it shows you're worth more than gold. Yeah, go.
Oh, that was
It's
fire.
but the production is fire.
Yeah.
And all those old bangers are like melodically so in tune with what pop was and what I make. And I was noticing like, oh my gosh, those songs plus Alvin and the Chipmunks plus my little bits of pop that I got to hear.
Alvin
Like,
and the Chipmunks as inspiration is.
well, I'm sorry, they were singing
wild.
they were singing all the bangers,
that's
all
so
the bangers.
funny.
That was like my favorite thing in the world in second grade. I would on the playground at the top of my lungs belt out Alvin and the Chipmunk songs, and I like vowed that my voice was never gonna change. I was like, "There's no way it's going to happen. I'm not gonna allow it to happen. I'm gonna sing as high as I can, as long as I can, and refuse to let it happen."
You never did
Which-
that, and when you came to the Christian Academy, though.
No, I didn't. I got really scared of my singing. Now that I look back on it, I think my mom was like insecure about how high I was singing and like if I was trying to emulate a girl or something. I don't know what she was
She was
doing,
like,
but she would always
"He's
tell me.
gay."
She would always, honestly, she would always tell me, "Micah, your low voice is just so good." When I was in like really little, when I was like in
That's
third
so
grade, she'd be like,
funny.
"Micah, I love how you sing. You sing so low." And it was like clear that I was like trying to emulate Alvin and the Chipmunks if I wasn't doing like a low. I think I did vibrato for fun back in the day.
Yeah.
And so that was just how it was. And then I got older and I got scared, and so I would hum. But
You hummed all the time.
all the
But
time.
it wasn't really humming
And
because
then
like
it became singing as I
it's-
got older.
It's like singing without words for you. Because like your mouth was open. Like usually humming is like
like it was just like
Yeah.
that. It wasn't ever. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
not
yeah.
humming. It was me trying to like, I don't know. I had some personal things to work through. So now we're good. But the like Justin Bieber's Baby and Katy Perry's Firework have been ingrained in my mind since second grade. That plus all of this pop that I heard through Alvin and the Chipmunks, because they had all the pop bangers just with different voices. By the way, some of the runs in there on Alvin and the Chipmunks,
oh yeah.
fire. I watched the filming behind the scenes of them, how they recorded it, and it was really interesting.
Really?
Yeah, they have them at a much slower tempo sing it, and then they speed it all up. So they were able to do harder runs because they were doing it like half the speed.
Oh, interesting.
And then they just threw it all together, and it sounded amazing.
It's so good though.
I love those movies.
I
and
used to have like some of those songs like on my playlist, like Alvin.
Really?
I
might
think
just
I think I had one of them.
do that.
Like an Alvin and Chipmunks version of a song on
That's
my playlist.
so funny.
It's so good. Do you think you got less insecure about your voice because your voice just got better,
No.
or
What I have heard, though, is that you really do want to sing during puberty. Everyone who is a really good singer before their voice changed, you can't just give up when you're embarrassed because your voice is cracking during puberty.
Yeah.
You've got to keep going the whole time, or else your voice has a whole nother hurdle to reacclimate itself after puberty when you like start trying to sing again. If you start trying after puberty, it's like too late. Like you've just not been keeping it conditioned to what it could do. And so I was always terrified of my voice changing, so I always hummed very high throughout puberty, and so I was still using my voice. And I actually was in my phase of learning runs and trying runs all through middle school and early high school.
yeah?
And I would just practice. We listened to my like pop awakening was like Sia and Rihanna and Adele.
You
That was like
listen-
that was
oh,
what
I-
brought
I-
me in.
I remember that era. Your
Right?
Sia era?
I loved Sia.
Was Sia? Wait, is
Chandelier,
Chandelier.
Elastic Heart,
Yeah. Who was
Genius.
no, what was that song you guys listened to? Not like Unstoppable, but it
Yeah. I think it wasn't called Unstoppable. Yeah. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Unstoppable today.
I'm thinking
Unstoppable
of
today.
What's Wrong with Being
Oh, Demi Lovato. We listened
That
to so
was
much
Demi
Demi
Lovato.
back in the day
Yeah.
too. Oh, I miss Confident. Confident's one of her only Max songs that she worked on with Max Martin. It's Confident and Cool for the Summer, which is also it's like her lesbian empowerment anthem, but it's so fire too.
Is it?
Why are lesbian songs so good? Like, I love I Kissed a Girl. Oh my gosh, I Kissed a Girl is so fire.
It's a pretty good song. I'm not
It
gonna
might
lie.
be Katie's best. Like, I think I Kissed a
Really?
Girl and
It's a pretty
Teenage
good
Dream
song.
as compositions are her best. Now, I think her vocals are best on Firework, and Roar is my personal favorite.
Roy's a great song.
And then Dark Horse is such a
Oh,
dark horse. It's a
is
dark horse.
just so good though.
It wasn't a single originally.
That's wild.
It was just a part of the album.
That's so
And
good.
it was a promo single. Like Welcome to New York is for 1989. No one listens to Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's a good song, and the bridge is so fire. Her voice cracks are just
Fire.
fire. But no, Dark Horse. It was like gaining traction, just like kind of from people liking it. And then she released it as a promo single, and then she had she performed it at the Grammys. By the way, she's not won a Grammy. Such a crime that they're giving anybody a Grammy before Katy Perry right now. But she performed it at the Grammys in 2014, I want to say, or 2013.
Yeah.
And with the guy, Juicy J, who's on it as well.
Juicy J.
Juicy J. Let's rage. But she performs it with him on the Grammy stage, and it goes to #1 after that. And so then they put out a video. Even if actually the video might have been out, they might have just been starting an actual promo release with it because they realized how well it was doing. I don't know the exact details, but it's such a miracle song. Now it's bigger than Firework. It's her biggest song ever.
Yeah.
Dude, like if you're counting streams and sales, so it's just
Dark Horses.
it's quite a dark horse, and that's why I love it.
What's like the definite? What is like a dark horse?
It's an underestimated champion. It's somebody who was unexpected and like just comes out of nowhere and wins.
That sounds like
'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse.
it's like what's it called?
Too low.
What's your second song?
Kill or Be Killed.
Kill or Be Killed. That kind of sounds like that kind of the message you have in Kill or Be Killed is that kind of dark horse message where it's like you were laughing at me, but then like I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, and then I didn't. I mean, it did get a couple streams, but
Yeah.
it actually did the best of all the three, which
Really?
means go pop or go broke. I'm joking. It's the most poppy of the three.
Oh, is
And
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it got like,
Yeah. What did it get to?
I don't know, like 25,000 streams.
Oh, that's actually solid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Crying on the Floor was 9,000, and I think Paradise was like 5,000, which I also didn't promote on TikTok at all. I didn't do one video to the sound. I was like so over it when we released it because it took us like a year to finish it.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't matter. This is my last release until I actually start making the album, which I'm making, and it's too good.
Did you put Paradise? Did you like work on putting Paradise on like albums and stuff like you did with the other two? Like you know how you put
Kill or Be Killed on the album and all
Kill-
that?
no,
They're not going to be on the album, by the way.
no, sorry, not albums.
Playlists, yeah. We used the same company as Kill or Be Killed, but it wasn't. They didn't put it on as many and good playlists as they did with Kill or Be Killed because Kill or Be Killed, in my opinion, turned out to be a better composition. Paradise might have had a better idea, and it needed to be executed better. I said better a million times in a couple sentences. But
Fair.
I'm not gonna talk. Never mind about that.
Talk about what?
I
No, it's
think,
fine. It's fine.
you can bleep it out or cut it out if you really want.
Now, if you don't want to,
You don't wanna edit it, don't
I don't
you?
want to edit it. I don't feel like editing.
I just think Paradise needed to be more in my control, and it's not anyone else's fault because Jordan did a great job with it. It just needed to be more in my control.
Yeah.
And I needed to sit with it and marinate with it like I'm doing with the album tracks. Now, I'm believing that the production on these new songs and the vocals, everything in my opinion on these new songs, is better than my first 3.
Yeah. What I think is interesting about the kind of podcast format is for you, it kind of makes you think about what you're going to say before you say it. And that's not normal for you, I feel like. The idea of maybe like putting an extra filter in front of your words.
Yeah, I've done that like 3 times tonight.
Yeah. Which is,
but I still made the fat comment, so like.
It's fine.
I'm getting canceled anyway.
Yeah, taken out by the fat positivity movement. What's the actual movement called? What am I
Body positivity
movement.
The fat positive. It's like they're literally like they're trying to hide that it's a fat positivity movement.
It's a pushing fat movement.
Yeah, let's not push fat. Let's not make this political though. Let's move away from the.
But what I was gonna say is like it's pretty normal for me because like I constantly think about what I'm gonna say before I say it, and like that's honestly kind of a problem sometimes is because I have like an opportunity to say something and then I hesitate for a second and then I don't say it because I hesitated to say it. So my problem is I need to do the opposite. So in podcasts, I need to get better at like saying the thing that comes to mind instead of just like thinking about, oh, is this the best thing to say in the moment? And then actually saying that. Because, I don't know, when you're talking more, it gets like conversations to like flow and go a little bit more than when you're just kind of like staying silent and making sure you have the right thing to say.
Yeah, I totally agree. But with me, it's kind of better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For you, it's definitely better. It's a completely different dynamic.
All of the times that I've been worried about saying things have been smart and correct and not, I don't know. I don't think a lot of the things I've said should be put out into the world in my past. So.
Yeah. Wait. You said the things you were not going to use. The things you
everything that I've refrained from saying tonight has been, in my opinion, smart. I'm so meta about myself. I like judge myself all the time and be like, "That was good of you. That was bad of you. That was bad grammar of me."
It's smart that you didn't say it, or
yes,
the thing
it's
that
smart
you were
that I
going
didn't
to
say
say
it.
was smart. Oh, I thought you were saying like
it's smart that I didn't say it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that.
Good job, Micah. I'm very proud of you.
So, yeah, it's better. So.
I think that's actually a good ending because I should probably I gotta put the audio and the video together, and then I kind of want to just post it tonight just to kind of get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I want to go to bed at midnight. So.
It's nice. I'm your first guest on both your podcasts.
Yeah, that's great.
And hopefully next time we can do a more like structured, fun. I mean, I loved our last one, but I feel like
the last one was really I was just so nervous on the last one.
It's gonna be good, but it's gonna be better because we're gonna have better lighting. It's gonna be. I want to do more album promotion, and I think we'll have more to talk about next time.
Yeah.
And you've gotten better, so it's gonna all be better on the next one.
Yeah, man, everything was so bad about that first one. I'm not gonna lie, that was awful. I mean, you were good. I was so nervous the entire time, and
I was also sick. If you couldn't tell my voice,
my camera settings were so bad, and holy crap, that it looked so bad, and my thumbnail was crap. And my title was pretty bad. Yeesh. But
dang, I thought that would pick up my neck cracking. I'm going to try to.
Holy crap.
I think it totally picked it up.
That
it
is
totally
disgusting.
Picked it up.
It totally picked that up.
Like, it got both. There's the little dots.
Yeah, it's nice.
ASMR with Micah's neck.
Micah's neck cracking ASMR.
I'm going to use it in a song. I'm going to use it in a song.
Neck cracking in the
it's going to be a percussive element for sure.
Yeah, that'd be wild. I'm gonna use Micah's neck cracking as the title for this. Neck cracking ASMR with Micah. with Micah Thompson.
Are you actually gonna do that?
No, that'd be so funny. Though. Like, if I could clip this, like, if you ever became famous and I make a video with just neck cracking ASMR with the pop singer Micah Thompson, that would be wild.
You should definitely do like a bone cracking thing.
Yeah.
I don't have any pops in my fingers right now.
How do you normally pop your knuckles?
My go-to is like, I take these fingers and I put it on top.
Yeah. So these joints. Do you ever do these joints right here?
Not really, no.
So you can try this. If you push down.
Oh, I do, and I do this. I do this. I like pull it like that.
Oh, is that this joint?
This one right here.
The top. Yeah, I can't do that one.
And I pull it to the side.
Yeah, that one hurts.
I pull it to the side.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't go up or down.
Oh, yeah, I got a little crack there. It's gonna start a bad habit. But no, this joint right here, you can do it. You can just press down on this here, and it pops sometimes. I'm all out. I got some thumbs. I got some toes too.
Oh, nice.
All right, I think
Is
that's
that it?
pretty good.
Sounds good.